had this on the watch list this morning. Bit of a technical continuation play. We saw in the pre-market it was gapping up, kind of as a breakout over this 225 level. 225 being a level that we kind of previously saw on the daily as a point of inflection and consolidation. Strong open, making a push up to 3, or almost up to 3 rather, and kind of just bouncing up between this $3 and VWAP. Finally, with a break over 3 up with a high of 320-ish, but then ultimately comes back down. If we look at this 1 minute, you can see we kind of test and get a little break over 3, and then kind of come back down, and then finally a bigger test and kind of consolidation over 3, and that's where we get that 323 high. See, comes in or breaks out over that 3 level with good volume, and then just kind of consolidates. A little bit volatile in this consolidation, but then as you can see, price seems to roughly hold the 315 level, but you can see the volumes dropping out as time goes on. RSI is decreasing. It's a pretty good indication. Or rather, I find that it's going to end up breaking down, and it does. It breaks down, just flushes through this 305 and 3 level, and then just really continues to break down the rest of the day. This was, I would say, pretty much a technical play, shorting, breaking that 325, making perhaps some of these recent day shorts, cover positions so you can get the spike up, and then just a combination of short covers as well as buyers getting aggressive. Big volume on the day, so that's probably a bigger indication of that perhaps this was a little bit of a short squeeze, just people accumulating a position over these last 2 days. Get kind of squeezed here on this open. It seems where the biggest chunk of volume is, and then just people probably get in short again, breakout, and again here with this breakout over 3, but ultimately fades down. I think right now we kind of popped back down or retraced down, and I found support now at this 225 level. I mean, kind of based off the daily, we almost have like a range between that and this $3. I think without any direct catalysts, any clear, real short levels, it's probably just going to kind of trade within that range. Might possibly between that 225 and 250 level. 250 was a bit of a consolidation pre-market and temporary support right before the close. So I say most likely probably going to look for that 225, 250 level as support and resistance. All right, let's also now take a look at CYN. Almost a similar type move, bit of a technical move, more so continuation off of previous days. So I think we kind of just had I don't recall there being any particular news, but we just see kind of a spike up, and then just essentially really breaking out almost $1 here, 315 to a high of like almost 450. See, that's where just all this big volume comes in. Definitely a lot of buyers getting in, as well as more likely some short positions getting covered based off the previous day. I would say probably this 390 level was really a key. I mean, we kind of have multiple levels here, but in terms of recent days, 390 kind of seems to be the level So you kind of see this bigger volume breakout right here around the 390, and then we find support there at 390 for a while. You can see it's kind of just consolidates around VWAP most of the day. The volume is just fading out as the day goes on. We do make a bit of a second attempt at a new high, and actually do. I mean, we probably had some new short positions in at this, I don't know, 430-ish level. Seems to be a bit of a almost a resistance level there. Did we kind of determine that maybe is a level from the daily? Definitely played out today with a breakout over today and then acting as resistance later in the day. So possibly had some more short positions coming in on this consolidation, risking off the 4-3, and then as you see again, kind of this breakout. I mean, you can see really this breakout over like 445 roughly. I think that's more so like a breakout over the new high of day. Big volume, big breakout, roughly 440, up to 475 roughly. And then just kind of a similar fade in the day to BTTX. Just volume decreases, can't really find a support really anywhere. I mean, we almost consolidate at 430, but not, just kind of flushes through that. Then just fades all the way back down to maybe that 390, looking for support there. Just doesn't. The volume is just decreasing, and you see the big candles are the red candles sell off. I think we're kind of now in perhaps a range of this 3.2 to 390. I'd say. I mean, right now we're trading at roughly 3.5, so actually might even be more like a range of 315 and 350 now. We're gonna need to see a huge momentum to the upside. Probably another break of 430 to really even get like a possible squeeze, but I don't know if I see that's happening. This has just had so much momentum over the past few weeks. A lot of eyeballs on it. I think it's probably going to kind of consolidate now within this range, and I think we've seen that in the previous days. I think just the volume kind of decreases. So I think it's a consolidation play now. I think so for the most part in the next couple of days. I don't necessarily see any huge possible breakouts or breakdowns. Right, let's look at ICPT. This is on the watch list this morning. Gapping up on news, made a huge move from roughly 16 to 23 to almost basically 24, which would be a new high, although it was in the pre-market. Huge retracement though, followed, and then just looked very weak. We kind of had support here, this 950-ish range, or rather 925. Couldn't hold, and then just kind of sold off on the open. I mean, it's a big gap as is, so when it's a week like that, you're definitely going to see some selling, and then almost find support here at this 18, kind of almost just as an inflection point here now. Then it goes back up, and then just kind of consolidates and really trades near that 1925 range rather, just above VWAP. Really the rest of the day. On the daily, we're pretty far off the SMA, which kind of as expected from these type of moves. Had a bit of a price rejection for lower prices, as you can see. I mean, the low of the day was roughly like 17.3, so closing back up at 19.3 is a pretty good indication that this might be a new range. I mean, as you kind of look on the daily, it really does have some big candles, but also tends to kind of trade sideways. I would say more so. Just has big ATR. So I think, really this, I don't know, 17.9 and on the really, really high end, 22.30 might be a range. I think more so would be like 20.50 and 18 within that range. It's probably going to be trading sideways for a little bit. I mean, big volume today. Definitely some big orders here at the end of the day. So you might see a little bit of continuation uptrend. If we can break this 20.50, might see a breakout then of, possibly up to 22. Has hit a bit of range there. I think also on the other hand, if it can't hold this 29.50 or 29.29, or rather 19.29, can't speak, might be able to find support again at roughly this $18 range. I think we might have a slow grind tomorrow on the upside, and then possibly have a break of this 20.50 might be a possible breakout. Probably have some shorts in this consolidation. Risking off that levels is pretty well established. So I think really tomorrow levels to watch are 20.50, 19.25, and $18.